All right, I need to come up with a privilege that could be construed as completely your fault. Okay? And I've got one. Education privilege, college degree privilege. You do get treated better when you have a degree. That's not to say you make more money. No. My degrees are in humanities. No, not making a whole lot of money with those. And as soon as I got my master's, I became totally and permanently disabled. The silver lining to that is I don't have to pay back my student loans. The double-edged sword is I can't use my master's now because I'm totally and permanently disabled. Awesome. So it's not about the money, but it is about the college degree. People who just think that it's just a piece of paper, they don't really mean that, because money is also just a piece of paper. So the world is run by just pieces of paper. A black belt, it's just a strip of fabric. It really is. The same way a degree is just a piece of paper. But when it comes out in conversation, you do get treated better if you have a college degree. And I'm not talking about those assholes who walk around like all pretentious, like, I have a degree. No. In fact, it's kind of assumed in our day and age that most people do. So when it comes out that you don't, you're treated worse. I used to be a substitute teacher, and when I started, the criteria were very low. You only had to be a high school graduate and have a clean criminal background. Awesome, check. So subs were treated like idiots, and most of them actually were. And I subbed through college. I subbed through grad school. So when they changed the requirements to require a bachelor's, by then I had one. So I was subbing in this one classroom one day, and the library aide wouldn't let me do anything. And I mean anything. The kids were taking a test, and one girl was struggling with her computer, so I walked over and pressed the insert key, because that was the problem, and I walked away. And this library aide walked over and pressed the insert key and then pressed it again so that she was the one who fixed the problem. Wow, petty. Like, just let the kid take the test. Okay, I'm not giving her the answer. I'm just making it so her computer can type. And this library aide was being a complete dick to me. She assumed that I was an idiot. Well, a couple weeks later, I'm back in that school again, but now I'm back in the little grades where they've got the French dual immersion, and there's a fire alarm, and so I'm yelling at my kids in French, and this library aide is like, "Oh, you speak French?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." She was like, "Oh, did you go to college too?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." She was like, "I didn't know that. We should hang out." And I was like, "Mm-mm." What am I going to walk around with my resume like stapled to my forehead just so you can start being nice to me? No. She assumed I was an idiot, and so she wanted nothing to do with me. But as soon as she learned that I was bilingual and went to college, then my esteem had greatly risen in her eyes. Yeah, she was an idiot. But that's how a lot of the world is. Now, all you fat people, all haters, all you thin privileged haters getting on my page, being dicks to me for being fat? Okay. Tell me this. Is it okay to be dicks to people who haven't finished college? I had, but she didn't think I had, so she was being a dick to me. Okay. So I'm going to use your completely fallacious and illogical arguments that it's completely your fault. Like the being fat is completely my fault. Okay. Let's just hypothetically say it is. Now, to use that same analogy, not going to college is completely someone's fault. They absolutely could have. If you're poor, that is your fault. You need to get a better job to get to college. I worked 3 jobs to put myself through college and took out loans. You can do it too. Get yourself to college. It is completely your fault if you don't go to college. I don't actually believe that. But these assholes who think it's completely my fault that I'm fat, that's the kind of reasoning that they go with. But what if I did? What if I did truly believe that it's completely your fault that you don't go to college? What if I believe that? That still doesn't make it okay for me to be a dick to you just because you didn't. Okay? I'm not this library aid chick. So, yeah, college educated people do get treated better than those who aren't. Many a trucker have I gone out with on one date because every single truck driver I've dated has said this. As soon as they found out what I was doing with my life, because my master's degree took way too damn long, they'd be like, so what are you doing? And I'd be like, I'm in grad school. Oh, so you think you're better than me? No, I just answered a question. Well, I'm a trucker, but that doesn't mean that I'm an idiot. I didn't think you were till you said that. I just answered a question. Like, you want to get all defensive about being a truck driver. That's on you, okay? Yeah, you know what? I am proud of my master's degree. I am proud of the fact that I wrote my thesis on The Simpsons. And everyone told me to change my topic, and it wouldn't have mattered because my professors hated me. So it still would have taken way too damn long if I had changed my topic, and then I wouldn't have had anything about the masters I was proud of, because it sure as fuck ain't the school. So I'm just answering a question. I was working on I was going to grad school. So comes up in conversation now. Yeah, I have a master's. Oh, so you think you're better than me? Well, I do now that you've said that. Thanks. So I'm using that analogy because it is just as fallacious as the shit the thin privilege haters are saying. The college educated privilege.